Let me see. Let me check like this. Yeah, so we're good. We should be live. Good. I think we're live. Hi everyone. Welcome to the HubSpot. It's Tash here, and again, this is the week that was. Now, and it's been a minute though. It's been I think a while now. I think my last show was either the possible outcome or it was a watch along. And guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Currently though, I'm currently streaming on YouTube, the HubSpot, and also you can also find me on the TikTok as well, streaming on the TikTok. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about today. Couple of things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about just about the game, but also probably my branch gradually into some of the other issues currently at Manchester United. So I have what I call a flow plan on how I'm going today, how everything is working. I just took some notes, a bit old school. So I have what I call, I'll be talking about the player, a bit of about the goal. Big up, Manch. How are you? I'll talk about what I call the goal, what happened there. Next, I'll talk about the players we have. How does that, as in, is that an excuse for Amaran? For me though, I'll say yes, that's an excuse. Next thing, again, injuries. The injuries we had, I'm not quite sure what happened there because Ahmad going, Kobe going, Martinez we all saw in game. I think this guy Ugarte as well. So again, couple of things happening at United. So again, I'll talk about Gary Neville again, because if you are out there, Gary Neville is a legend and he has a very big what I call it voice. And in that, I want to basically talk about some of his opinions on Amarin. And we'll talk about Ruben himself. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? What's the plan? Will he change? I don't think so. I don't think Ruben will change though. And lastly, which is the biggest issue at United currently being the management. So that will be my flow for the game. Sorry, for the show. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This will be on TikTok as well as what I call it on YouTube. Okay, let's go. First of all, we lost the game 1-0 to Tottenham. I saw everyone, I won't say crying per se. It's understandable reactions, right, to losses. But I think even before the game, with the injuries we had prior to the game, right, I already knew it was going to be a tough game. I think initially in the season we played Tottenham, we lost 2-0. So I expected us to at least lose this game. I expected us to at least lose this game. But people, I think the fans probably, they're in a bit of shock. There will be more losses to come. So we don't get used to it though. But I think it's more so, it will happen. When you bring a manager with a different system to come in mid-season with different kind of players, I don't know what you're expecting. Most likely you're expecting this outcome. And my understanding though is the management, if they're not expecting this, then someone needs to be sacked. Because you need to actually expect this. You don't expect to bring a different system mid-season and get what they call wonderful results. That doesn't work that way. Now, the first goal though, I will say, would I say it's preventable to an extent? Because we had Delete and we had what they called, we had Dogo with Madison in between them. So should Dogo or Delete be marking Madison? Most likely. Everyone was drawn to the ball without probably understanding interest in their environment. So to me, it was just a tapping goal. I think the defense could have done better. in terms of the game, I know we had a couple of chances. Amaran started what they called the game very, very strong. Started the game very, very strong. And gradually, I think Dalu had a chance, but I don't think he could have done better though. It's like almost a half a volley, which he played back, and then the Tottenham player actually cleared that out. So to me, if you look at the game, Casemiro hasn't played for a while. The manager doesn't really fancy Casemiro. So my concern was more so Casemiro coming in to be what I call a tough one for him. And at a point, you could see the gap between Casemiro and Bruno. We lost a bit of our discipline. Probably think we should have done better there. And again, does the manager need to provide clear instructions? I think he has been doing it, because I see the same trend under Erik ten Hag currently happening with Amarin. So basically though, for me it's not the manager thing. There's something wrong. And guys, please, I'll probably be here and also trying to what I call communicate with viewers on TikTok. Okay, so someone said, what's up, bigger to you. You can actually, again, while you're here, please guys, 2 ways. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok. Follow us on YouTube, please. We are over 1,000 subscribers now, heading towards 2,000. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, now going back to the game, for me though, so the players which moves into the into what I call the misfits category I mentioned about, we don't have the players to play how Amarin wants to play. Now we've brought in a Drogo, who is one player. I think you could see where there's a difference in quality, but again, I'll be cautious, because we've brought in players with difference in quality over time. They fade out. We'll go to that issue later. What's driving that? So, but you could see Drogo, a bit of quality difference from what I call it, from the wings. Again, I'm not sure. Probably it's being new. I felt to an extent where there was a bit of what I call a lack of connection between himself and Garnacho. But I wasn't really that angry with the loss. Not because the loss is bad, fine. I think I expected the loss before the game, and I expected the outcome based on the injuries we had. And we've been struggling before now. How do we do better when the better players we had were struggling with us? Now they are out. How do we do better? So I don't get the correlation. People were angry. Right. 1 second. What's this? How do you get the correlation? Because you had a poor what they call it, you had an okay last 8 games with your best-ish good players. Now they are injured. How do you expect to do better? So I was like, the loss was inevitable for United. Let me see here. So the loss was inevitable for United. So that's why 1-0. Now, we didn't really deserve to lose. A draw would have probably been a better outcome from the game. But again, we lost. And you see pile-ons coming on the manager over and over again. I think one has to be what it calls be understanding of the situation from a manager standpoint. Right, so I think we need to at least be a bit patient to an extent. 1 second. Patient to what I call it, to an extent. Now, I've mentioned the players, I've mentioned the misfits, right? The players don't. I know they don't fit the system. Some comments I've seen online, and we'll go through some comment on X. whereby they're like the manager should change to a back four system. Like, but this guy has never played a back four. He might have, but it's like it's not what he does. It's not used to it. So everyone's saying we should probably play let's go to a back four, manage that, and probably get to the end of the season. But I don't think we get any better. Now, is there a likelihood for us going into a relegation? I don't know, but I don't think so. I think so. Again, if we go to relegation, that's why I say, right, when Amaron came in, there was these things where everyone was more like, let's rip everything apart and start from scratch. How are you ripping everything apart? And now, towards the mid-season per se, you want the manager to at least accommodate, to get some wins. It doesn't work that way. It's that you go for it or you don't. You can't be doing part. No. It's that you go full-fledged, or basically you say, you know what? Because if we're saying rip it apart, then he's doing that. Meaning probably you almost like 7 more players added to the squad. Now, injuries. I've mentioned players, I've mentioned midfield, I've mentioned injuries. From an injury perspective though, Amad Diallo, I saw his stat, has contributed to 46% of the goals for United, I believe under Amarin. Now, Amad Diallo is injured. Amad Diallo, is injured. Amad Diallo is injured. He's gone. Obviously, will struggle. Kobe hasn't been in his best. Guys, forget. He's just 19 or 18 years old. So Kobe still has a long way to go. Expect this to probably slow down a bit and reconnect. Okay. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Okay, I think I get a better connection now from what I see. It's better now. Okay, so I'll continue. My apologies for a while. Let me check this. Now I should be back. Okay, so yeah, we're back. Apologies, guys. I had a bit of issues with my internet. So going back to Gary Neville here. So Gary Neville basically saying, hitting at hammering, I think he should be directing those questions to Ineos. He won't do that because actually they are working together. So I think those questions should be directed towards Ineos. There's nothing really Amarin can do right now because it's in a team that don't really have the kind of players it works with. So that's my take. And also, Gary Neville, in not so much time, is it 2-3 months, he's already calling out Amarin. And we know for the longest time, he never what they called out Ole. To me, I think it's a bit of what they called hypocrisy there, in terms of doing one thing but doing another thing when it suits you. And also, no, Gary Neville was a coach in Valencia, and he was dreadful. I think the Valencia, then they said it was the worst coach they've ever had. So someone that's been in that position, criticizing Amaron, who is in a tougher position, honestly, I think Gary Neville needs to at least shift some of that questions towards Ineos. Now, talking about Ruben himself. With Ruben Amarin now, some people are saying he might walk, he will stay, he might walk, he will stay, he might walk, he will stay. I don't think likelihood they might sack him. Because if you look at the Ineos track record at Nice, they've sacked 6 managers in 6 years. So most likely though, they might actually sack him. But if you sack Amaran, my question would be, what's the point of you hiring him now? Because Amaran made it clear, I want to come in the summer. Because I probably think that gives him time to prepare. Right? Prepare for the new season. If you sack him now, you've brought in a manager, due to your lack of knowledge, destroyed his career, and then sack him. I don't think Amaran will leave, because I think he would want to turn this around. And I think he can. But he will need time, and he will need the right players to actually turn this around. So I don't think Amaran will leave. Amaran will leave. Now, Ineos. I'll go through some. There was a key comment I saw from someone on X, formerly Twitter. But there was a key comment I saw. And they mentioned, right, I'm not sure how true this is, that Dan Ashworth was concerned that sacking Erik ten Hag was impulsive, and that bringing Ruben Amorim, a manager with a different system, to a team that plays differently, most likely wouldn't work. And I think that's where we're talking about now. What's the foundation? What's the credential? What's the success story of Ineos in football? They haven't made any. Nice struggled. I know they have a different team as well. Struggled. In football, there's no single success from Ineos. They hired a director of football, went through everything to get him, and sacked him. Not up to 3 months or 4 months in, they sacked him. Poor decision. So I think my point is, Ineos, I don't think they have what it has or what it takes to actually bring success to United. I don't think they do have it. They don't. Because with the short term, United is not a lab where you probably say, okay, let me come and try my luck and see if I can turn it around. With what I'm seeing currently, they don't have what it takes to actually turn things around. They should be. They don't have what it takes, right, to turn things around at all. They don't. I know they've come into a club with tough financial conditions. And somehow, within those tough conditions, they have to again drive success, drive profit, success on and off the pitch, without spending a lot. They've been doing a lot of cost cutting. But when I look at Ineos, right, with some of the decisions they've made earlier days, I don't think they have it. Amorim is a fantastic coach. But I won't have brought in Amorim. I'm not a director of football. Not an extreme businessman. Before Amorim was hired, I was like, why? Why don't you just wait? Even again, leave Erik ten Hag, but again, it probably will go a bit toxic, then leave Van Nistelrooy. Because if you look at it, right, if you're into thorough analysis of the players you have and the manager you want to get, you would know this won't have worked. Ahmad coming even from nowhere, to me, was a blessing. Because Ahmad never played under Erik ten Hag. So he was a blessing. So if you did your math, you will know this likely won't have worked. And that's what we're saying now. It's poor decision making. But now though, you can't fire the manager. because it's the manager you want. But again, you brought him at the wrong time when he said he wanted to come in at the end of the season. So to me, Ineos, they've made poor decisions. Poor decisions. Even the Dan Ashworth was the biggest one for me. How do you go through so much stress trying to get one man who basically you believe is key, and in no time you sack him? To me, that was actually shocking. Okay, now let's look at now we've spoken about the culture of the club. Again, you could see Anthony doing well at Betis, but I'll say in his first 3 games at United, he scored. So I'm not really surprised. Hopefully for me, Anthony does well. Hopefully he does well at Betis. So again, he can kickstart his career. He's still young. And Rashford, hopefully he kickstart his career as well, right? There's something in the club, because I don't know how I get paid so much that I know no club will pay me, but then I deliver little, and I go somewhere else and I deliver so much. So it's a bit tough. Is there something wrong within the club? Potentially, yes, there is. But what do I know? Do I know what it is? I don't know. I know though there's pressure playing for United. I think so. Other clubs too, as well. The fan base, I know, can be vocal. I think in this stadium, I think we have one of the best fans in the world. They are very patient. But you could see if you wonder, like these modern players that go through what they call social media, then you could probably see a lot of toxicity. I would say, you know what? They cut that out to keep your sanity and focus on your goal. One would say, even if you see it, you should have a strong mentality to actually not allow those things affect you. But the fan base will not change. You see that, do we start recruiting players with a certain mentality? Then I think so. Guys, if you're watching, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Currently on TikTok, as well as what they call YouTube. You can follow us on the HubSpot. Thank you. So I think there's something from a cultural perspective, right, that's impacting the club. Something from a cultural standpoint that's impacting the club. There's several rumors going around. Before I go into some of the details, I just want to probably go through some of the comments I saw on what they call it on X yesterday. And let me share my screen here if I can get it up. Okay. Okay. So this is I won't play it. I'm not sure if I get into trouble for it. It's Ruben Amorim's post-match reaction. Let me go down here. Okay. Anthony. Again. So I probably start with this. Paul Pogba. Manchester United makes contact with Paul Pogba's rep. This one though, for me, it's not logical. Hear me out. Pogba basically won't be available until March. And I believe then there's a bit of an international break. And I believe Kobe Nugate should be back. So, and again, Pogba has been out for a while, not playing. So before he regains or comes back to normal fitness, it will take time. So just follow my logic here. it will take time. So before Pogba probably start giving you the output you want, you're probably going towards the end of the season. So hence, I don't think it's logical that this deal goes through. Honestly, I don't think so. Because if you look at the math, it doesn't add up. Because when someone says, oh, I don't think this is true though. United are actually meeting with Pogba and his rep. They want to bring Pogba back. Look at the calculations. Look at the timelines. And it's for a short period of time. You're most likely getting for only 2 or 3 weeks. And even at that, he's still not fit. Because you don't just stop football. You're up and you start playing at a high level. Pogba is an intelligent player. He's a talented player. I think though, you can't just come from nowhere and say, okay, I'm back in. I want to save United's midfield. I don't think it happens that way. So I don't expect this Pogba deal. I don't really expect it. I don't think it's true. I think it's just probably something to distract people from what's currently happening at United. I think it's just a distraction technique for me. Now, I mentioned a comment initially when I said, I saw what I called, I think so this is Alice, said Man United in 15th place. Ashford was worried that sacking Ten Hag and replacing him with a coach who plays completely different style wouldn't work, and felt it was impulsive after the summer spent. Even if this is not true, I know someone should have said this. So I'm not sure if Ashford said it, but someone is saying yes, they said it. If this was said and he lost his job due to that, I'm not sure. This might probably just be someone just. But what is said there is true. Is it not in terms of if he said it? But this statement, every leader at United should be thinking of this before they hired Ruben Amorim. Because you've made huge spend on the summer, and now you're sacking a man because the players are actually throwing him under the bus. Yes, they did. They threw him under the bus. So if you are doing such huge spend, sacking him, bringing a guy to a different style of play, and what you see is what we're actually seeing now. It will be basically a disaster. That's what's happening now, though. It's a disaster. I believe this would be probably one of our worst finishes. I think we've gone to relegation before, but this would be probably one of our worst finishes in a long time. And we keep breaking records year after year. But to me, every leader at United should have been thinking of this before they actually hired Amorim, waited for the summer. Allow someone, basically. See, Oleg came in, right? It was vibes. Although he had a bit of, I have to agree, some stuff to him. Okay, football fans will say since 1970s, one of our worst finish since the 1970s. So again, to me, it was a poor decision though. And the managers are not at fault. Not Ten Hag, not Amorim. Something wrong at United. Okay. There's one here. So again, Pogba. Like I said, this Pogba deal, it won't happen. Mathematically, it makes no sense. Like it doesn't add up. Your ban ends at March. Before you, what they call it? Honestly, I won't lie to you, Banks. And guys, don't forget to follow Banks on the Football Fan Zone. I won't lie to you. I feel like we're cursed. Like this is spiritual. Because I don't know how to explain it anymore. It feels like it's spiritual, right? But this Pogba deal, forget it. This won't happen. Before this guy gets into fitness, season is over. Season is done. Right? So this won't happen at all. It won't happen. I know here now. So I saw this chart. I was like, you know what? Ruben Amorim, now the worst Man United manager for Sir Alex Ferguson. He's basically Manchester United in pidgin English. He has a win rate of 29%. I see the highest win rate there is what do you call it? Mourinho with 54%. One thing is common though, they've sacked all of them. So to me, this means nothing. They've sacked all of them. And their sacking have always been identical. It gets toxic at the end. The players down tools. And this down tool started from what they called from Moyes. Apparently because they didn't respect Moyes. Your manager is a manager. But again, Moyes wasn't good though, let's be fair. It wasn't good. But if you're looking at the rest, right? Look at how they sacked Louis Van Gaal. They won a trophy, the next day, it's gone. Bro, it's a spiritual. Banks is saying, bro, it's a spiritual matter. How do you explain it? That 4 players dropped injured. Bro. It's time to take the matter to Okija. No, honestly, how do you explain that? When everyone got injured, I was like, what? It's like, it's no breathing space. See, if you're Ineos, please, Ineos, start praying, brother. Go and start praying. As in, we need like some prayers, some fasting and prayer. Because something's wrong here. Because all managers you've seen here, they've all gone the same route. Becomes toxic at the end. Ole had a very strong start, was winning consistently. At the end, the players, as in literally refused. Like, I think we're playing Wolves or someone. I've forgotten, or is it a different team we're playing? No, is it Wolves? Watford. And like, these players just down tools like live. What's his name? Ragnick. That was the worst. Rashford and Lingard were walking on the pitch. I would never forget. That was when I gave up on Rashford. So when you look at this, right, going back to this picture, all these managers have one thing in common. Always goes toxic and then they get sacked. And fair enough, they come with the ideas. And because of how we are, they tend to adapt to us. At the end, they still get sacked. Players still down tools. So Ruben Amorim is saying, I will do it my way. I'm not adapting to you. It's one way I know that's worked for me. And that's what I would continue. Even if it means him losing his job. Bank said, people think that if the club relegates, Lakers will sell the club. I promise you that it's not happening, because even with relegation, Man Utd. Again, that's honestly, right? A blessing and a curse. A huge fan base, massive team. I think the Glazers, right? When I see Ineos and Glazers talking about patience, we take time. If the true value of United, I don't think anyone will know that now until we build a new stadium. And until that area they want to develop gets developed. Then you understand the true value. It's like when these contractors build house, right, they'll do projects, and they build that based on what they think the value will be. Now it's an estimate. Then they probably say, okay, we'll sell this house for 500k because this and this will happen. But you as a potential buyer, you know, okay, this will happen. They're selling this house now because of probably the current market and what this looks like. And they're selling a dream. So you know what? And if you believe the dream, then you buy the dream. The Glazers believes the dream. They are not selling. They want that project to be completed. Then if they want to, or if the club then is not, probably is still struggling, then they probably still sell it for a higher value. But now the area then will be developed. You can then see, it's like a house. You buy the house, it's not developed. Now you see next 5 years, you see Walmart, you see different restaurants, you see structures coming up left, right, center. That house value goes up. It won't be what it was when it was projected, like, okay, I think it will be this. But then when it's actually there, you understand the true value. So the Glazers probably won't sell until the true value, that stadium must be completed first before they, you know what's the value of United if we want to sell. So again, going back to this picture, all managers, the win percentage to me means nothing. They all end up the same. Now Anthony, the GOAT. Anthony has this. He has had 3 La Liga matches, 3 match MVP awards. Good for him, like I mentioned. Anthony scored in his first 3 games at United. But then things happened. But I think it's in a new environment. You should take advantage of that. It's done well in the start. You should continue. It might not be probably scoring goals or probably MVP every game. But how does he continue in that platform? Again, I've seen players leave United, right, and go do better. As in, sometimes it's not long enough. Sometimes it's just short-lived. Probably initial gaga. But hopefully, I hope Anthony continues like this, because he needs to kickstart his career. United will finish him for sure, 100%. Bank says I play rumor for Anthony leaving. Yes, you can, but there's. I think you can probably argue, but you can't really blame him. Anthony has struggled also under his own coach that brought him to the limelight. Anthony has struggled too, right? So, do I blame Amaron? It's tough. It's tough. Because Amaron has been here for just about 3 months also. I don't know if I'll say I blame Amaron. I don't know. I know he has given him chances. I'll blame Amaron. I think sometimes, right, Banks, a new environment sometimes just helps. I know you're saying you didn't give him enough game time, but Ahmad was one time our best player. So how do you manage that? So to me, it's tough. It's tough. Banks is tough. This one is tough. It's tough. As I understand the game time, but Amaron has not been here long enough for me to blame him for what they called Anthony. If he has been here for a year or a year and a half, and then I can yeah, there is something wrong there. But now, I don't think I will. Okay, Amaron still. Honestly, for me though, I know this image here. Mark Gobridge says, "What an image to symbolize this Aeneas. New manager with a bench full of kids because they didn't back him. Sat on a sponsorship deal They are paying rivals. That's probably on the tell. Okay, I see what he's saying there. I think Ineos sponsors what they call Ineos is one of the sponsors for Tottenham. And but to me it's like some people were saying bringing the kids. You throw kids in toxic places, like you damage their confidence. Because one mistake, we know the fan base, you damage their confidence. I don't know, like for me, some people should just throw the kids in. It's 1-0 for Christ's sake. It could go 1-1. Are you throwing kids in? It could go 1-1. So you still have a slim chance to really get that to get a draw. So I don't blame him though for not bringing the kids. Honestly, I don't bring the kids. Patient says we could suffer our lie. Amara no agree put youth too. How you see the game? Banks is saying your two double pivots should be Casemiro and Ugarte. This nonsense of Bruno and Ugarte or Bruno and Kobe will never work because you guys have a Bruno problem. Again, that is true. Bruno is a fantastic player, and sometimes when he gets called out, it feels like, oh, it's not good. No, Bruno is good. I think Bruno is trying to do everything. And sometimes his positional sense or positional awareness is not the best. Bruno with fantastic players around him, you will see the Bruno. But with this team, any small gap, like any lapses, his weakness, right? You will see it. Bruno should probably play up front. Leave this midfield like what they call it, the two pivots, like Banks is saying, the football fan zone. Leave these two pivots. Go and play up front. Because for me though, like you cannot. It won't work. It won't work. Bruno is not a tackler. It's not a tackler. And Bruno in that deep, as he gets the ball, it's boom. So it won't work. It won't work, honestly. It won't work. And that's something Amaran needs to take it and say, how do I utilize Bruno in this team? And if he doesn't fit in, yeah, Bank is saying he's everywhere and then leaves the other guy exposed, which is why, yes. It's if you see the gap yesterday, right, between Bruno and Casemiro, you can build a full house in between. To me, it didn't make sense. That's why I was really confused though. Is Amara not addressing this though? Is Amara not calling it out? You should be calling it out, right? So that I'm not sure. That's a big issue. Bruno, I agree, it's an issue for United, and that we need to fix. But also, Bruno is also a key player of the team. Is how do we utilize his strength and probably put him where it benefits us more than it impacts us. I'll leave that to Ruben and Amaran. I'm not the coach. Okay, now this is where we are. We are 15th. Honestly, I've never believed in my life I'll ever see this. But I understand how we got here. 100%. I'm not shocked. I am not shocked. Poor management. Poor spending. And Banks is saying, if Bruno doesn't suit the system, drop him. But we are short of players. How do we drop him? We're short of players. How do we drop him? We're actually short of players, Banks. And again, I've seen us play good without Bruno, and I've seen us been dreadful without Bruno, honestly. So I think I agree to your point, 100% Banks. If someone is not doing well, regardless of who they are, you should be dropped. And if Amaran can figure a way out of dropping Bruno and still achieve results and make the team play better, then by all means, I'm with him on that. 100% on that. Okay, 15th place. Rashford and Ghana should draft against. Yes. That's true though. That's true. So probably Amaran, can you do the same? Because again, some people talk about a bit of favoritism, but I don't think it's. I think it's been there for a while. Every coach has used Bruno. So again, let's Amaran try dropping Bruno and let's see the outcome. To me, I think let him try dropping Bruno. But to me, I think was the big issue in the game against Tottenham. It was a big issue. So Amaran should drop him. And let's see. 15 is bad. It's bad. It's very bad. What I know how we got here. I understand how we are here. I am not shocked. I know how we got here. And I'm not shocked 100%. I'm not shocked. Because you don't spend the way we spend. You don't give salaries the way we give salaries. We don't make poor decisions the way we actually make poor decisions and expect a better outcome. Portuguese tax working here. Honestly, before Amaran came in, and I think most fans were like in agreement, we need to rip it apart. Could this be the start of it? Could this be the start of it? Ripping things apart to get achieving the result we want to achieve. Hopefully it is. And lastly, before I close here, there is this here from honestly, yeah, the fans. Again, the reason why sometimes I don't talk about it, I think we need to be more vocal because I feel like I'm in Canada. There are fans in the US in England that go in day out. I feel it's a bit, fans go and vote. Sorry, go and protest. What are you doing? Right? What are you doing about it? Right? But again, ideally, the fans in England, the fans in Manchester, we need your help. We need your help to actually drive change. Honestly, because I feel like I'm not in a place to say it because I'm not there. I'm not partaking in it. If I'm partaking in it, oh my God, I'll say it every single day. But again, the fans in England, we need your help to actually drive change. Because if we're going this way, for sure, we're looking at, again, people might think it's not possible. We're a big team. Big teams go bankrupt. For sure. Big teams go to relegation. Big teams becomes average teams. Look at AC Milan. I know they've won the league recently because see how long it took. Big teams. Look at BlackBerry was a big company one time. People barely hear about BlackBerry. So if we think it's impossible for this team to crash, it's still a big team, but gradually though, sliding down. Rot doesn't destroy a building in one day. It takes time. Small. If we don't address it now, probably in the next 5 years, we won't go, it will still be relevant. The next 10 years, we might still be relevant. In the next 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, let's start thinking of that. We need help from our fans in England to drive change. I saw this news here of Qatar resource close to Sheikh Jassim tells Central Red Devils that Jassim still remains interested in acquiring Manchester United and is ready to re-enter the bidding if Glazers and Ineos or Sajim Ratcliffe is willing to sell. I think if you click on it, right, it goes, oh no, come on, go back there. Click on it, I think it goes something say that's willing to probably just take, what is that? Yeah, I think it says it's even open to purchasing only the Glazers piece stake while keeping Sajim on board. So I don't think the Glazers do own 73%. I don't think so. I think it's for you something or see something. Then they have other shareholders or stakeholders in the club. So it's actually willing. But honestly, my truth here, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I think this is just probably, let's just say something, or probably is it distraction, or is it to probably calm fans down or give fans hope? Because again, is the hope like you'll see. The article is, I agree with you, Banks. It's Spain. I don't believe this at all. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think this article is just Spain. It's just Spain. So guys, for me though, it's all I had today. Wanting to go through the game and basically give my thoughts on United Tottenham. I know we lost 1-0. I think the reason why the loss is this painful is where we are at. But to be honest, you should be expecting this loss for sure. You should be expecting this loss for sure. I don't think it's like a shock and say, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. No. I think with the injuries we had, big up Banks, and thank you, brother. Thank you. And with the injuries we had, you will expect that result. Imagine playing your best team before Tottenham and you struggled, and key piece of that team left. What do you expect? Expect a weaker outcome. Martinez was one time, and it was one time a key player. I think probably in the last 4 games before he got injured, was a key player. Scored a goal. Made assist. Ahmad was pivotal. What's his name? Kobe. I know he was struggling to understand, but at least he had on average at least over 6.5, 7 sometimes. So you don't expect to lose those players and expect to do better. So I think the reason why people are actually angry is because of where we are in the league, and we've lost so many games. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are route to 2,000 subscribers. If you're watching me on TikTok, please follow us on the HubSpot on YouTube. And thank you, guys. Bigger Banks, big up Manj. Guys, let me know. I want to understand though in the comment section, how do you think we can turn this around? Honestly, for me, I don't know. I do not know. But one thing which Banks mentioned, we need, as a fan base, need to drive change somehow. My own contribution to United, if I can, I will. But I think we need to drive change somehow to push Ineos or Glazers out of this team. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see everyone